Look, we got to discuss this. We're going to be discussing something involving LaMelo Ball, MB1, the one of one. And, this came across my airways, flight sports. We got our ears to the streets. It's crazy because, I heard some mellow talk going on, no chill, Gil. We all know, shout out to Gilbert Arenas. We know Rashad Mccants. These guys weighed in. They was discussing who was superstars, who was this, who was that, and somehow they was really discussing Jalen Brunson. And we're gonna get into JB, man, because he got New York City on his back. And people don't want to pay homage. And here at Flight Sports, we're gonna definitely make them pay homage. Shout out to Jalen Brunson, man. They was discussing, was Jalen Brunson a superstar in the NBA? And they came to the conclusion, they being Rashad Mccants, Gilbert Arenas, they and even Brandon Jennings, pardon me, they came to the conclusion that he wasn't a superstar yet, and that's Jalen Brunson, despite Brunson doing all of the magnificent things that he did, resurrecting the New York Knicks, this, that, and the third. I guess they discussing more of star power and things. It was almost like they was reluctant to give him the star name. And I know Gilbert Arenas was a problem. He had a stretch. But I'm just saying, I, the way Jalen Brunson is playing, I'm just saying, man, a lot of people keep counting this man out. You as good as your last game. Jalen Brunson was hurt, and this, that, and the third. But somehow LaMelo Ball name came up in it. They asked, Rashad McCants asked Gilbert Arenas, so is LaMelo Ball a superstar? And immediately, him and Gilbert Arenas emphatically said yes. You understand? Like I said, I want to go to Jalen Brunson, and this is by no stretch of an imagination a comparison between the two players, because they mentioned other guys, but like I said, somehow LaMelo's name came up in it. You understand? So that's why it's very paramount that we discuss this news. You understand? Jalen Brunson this season for the New York Knicks, he averaged 28 points per game. He shot 47% from the field, 3 rebounds, 6 assists. Clearly, he was there for his team. He was healthy. And now the whole season until the end. Now, when we get to what's going on with LaMelo Ball, MB1, we all know the injuries, is crazy. But LaMelo Ball, his stats this season in the limited time that he did play, he averaged 23 points per game. He shot 43% from the field. He averaged 5 rebounds and 8 assists. We all know LaMelo, the playmaker, he's a much better playmaker than Jalen Brunson. Maybe Brunson looks for a shot, or he looks for a shot a lot more than you will see LaMelo. Even though LaMelo gets aggressive as well, but I understand where they was coming from, but I do believe that Brunson is a star on his way to superstardom because he's in New York City. If he continues to get the Knicks there, it's only a matter, he's gonna be a superstar. You understand? Just because of the market that he's in. Maybe if he was in another market, they discussed Shea Gildress as well. They was very reluctant to throw out that tag. See, something with LaMelo Ball, man. I got to keep it all the way real with you. They are emphatically correct that LaMelo Ball is a superstar. But the only thing they didn't tell you is not only is he a superstar in America, you understand, domestically, but we got to understand that LaMelo Ball is a superstar internationally. You understand? This guy LaMelo has his own signature sneaker. They discussed that as well. Jalen Brunson doesn't have his signature sneaker yet, but you do know it's coming. They have Nike billboards all around New York City of Jalen Brunson. So clearly, something is going to happen with Brunson and Nike, especially the way he's playing in New York. So maybe that will help his claim as a superstar. But you have people flying out of in and out of countries. It was something in Sacramento this season. LaMelo was hurt, and they had fans saying they flew this amount of miles just to see LaMelo, and he was hurt. You understand? So this is the kind of fandom that you have for LaMelo. You understand? Is very global. And they were absolutely right to say he was a superstar. LaMelo packs buildings. Madison Square Garden is going to be packed, whether who's there. So that's really not a great gauge. You understand? Because you look at Brunson, like you look at Madison Square Garden is going to be rocking if they had the worst team in the NBA. The building's going to sell out. The fans are going to be raucous. That's just come on. Y'all know the history of the Knicks fans. That's why they're so infamous. Knicks fans, especially in the Garden. And it's almost like a spectacle when other opponents come there. You understand? Because I believe that the New York fan base, they heckle the opposing team probably more than they experience at any other country. And not only the heckling, but the things that's being spewed out of the fans' mouths. Pause. You understand? I believe it's some of the most vicious, nastiest things that you will hear from a fan in any other state, any other arena in the NBA. And I stand by that here at Flight Sports. You understand? That's why every opponent has to stick it to the New York Knicks fans. You understand? They the king of New York. They got to post on their social media. Them in the center of the Madison Square. Why don't they do this for other arenas? Why didn't Tyrese Halliburton do that in the center of the Milwaukee Bucks with the Fiserv Forum, whatever? Why didn't he do that? But you see in the Madison Square Garden, what they doing, from LeBron on. So I mean, it is what it is. LaMelo, we all know the history. The Ball brothers. Obviously Lonzo, Melo, G3. His father LeVar Ball. Big baller brand. Melo has been a superstar since high school. You understand? I mean, I don't think people understand. This guy was a phenom. You understand? I mean, I want people to do their homework. You understand? Of the history of the stardom of LaMelo Ball. You understand? Just the evolution of his game to where it's at today. People don't give him enough respect. And I totally agree with these legends. You understand? They deserve something to say. Brandon Jennings had an Achilles injury. He got hit with the injury bug, so we never really got a chance to see Brandon Jennings at his apex. You look at Gilbert Arenas going toe to toe with Kobe in games, things like that. Respected by everybody. They knew the injuries, so we never really got a chance. Even though LeBron was out there, he was in Washington, so it was going to be a long day anyway. But even when healthy, him, Jameson, and Butler, they still couldn't beat LeBron, but we'll save that for another day. But with the injuries got in the way of us seeing how great he could be. You understand? So, I mean, even Mccants, these guys deserve a place and something to say in the game. And I agree with these guys totally. LaMelo Ball is a superstar, point blank, period. And shout out and like I said, the main focus was Jalen Brunson a superstar? And I'm telling you right here emphatically that Jalen Brunson is on his way to superstardom. He's a star already. That maybe he's not a household name. Maybe it is what it is, but the way he performs on that floor, warrants superstar status. And being in New York City is only a matter of time. It's Flight Sports TV. You already know what it is. Peace and love.